and they make you live enlightenment. Only an avatar can decode the Akashic readings, as the avatar of Paramashiva, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, has graced humanity with the blessings and darshan in the form of Devi Parashakti, revealing answers to questions to the yearning of seekers as solutions, breakthroughs, and liberating humanity from pain and suffering. Any answer given by Devi Parashakti is not just an answer, but a karmic breakthrough for the receiver. So the Shastra Pramana, or the scripture Akashic reading, is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And the verse translates, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, looking at the spotless infinite etheric space, Akasha, beyond the sky and clouds, one should fix one's gaze from the third eye without blinking, continuously, and make the body and inner space steady and motionless. In that very moment, O Devi, one attains the nature and powers of the infinite space, Bhairava. And the Apta Pramana, the reference of the powers for Akashic readings. And this is from the Mahabharata. In the Hindu Purana, the Mahabharata, it narrates that the story of the great sage Maitreyi, who reveals the secrets to Vidura, the story of his birth in human form and the reasons of all his sufferings. Sage Maitreya accessed the Akashic records and told Vidura that he was not an ordinary man, but was in fact an incarnation of Yamaraj, the Lord of Death. He was to play the part of a so-called Shudra for 100 years, being cursed by Mandukamu. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that all of the information you've collected from all of your births is in your DNA. You can access some of them just to understand and not to waste time doing the same actions again and again. Accessing the DNA code, reading the Akashic records will be useful for you to be liberated from your default future, bringing an end to binding cognitions, known and unknown suffering, and leading you to experience Paramashivoham. And only an avatar can alter the Akashic readings. While the initiated Balasans can view the Akashic records, it is only an avatar who can alter, edit, upgrade, and change the Akashic records. During the darshan and dikshas, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blesses and upgrades the Akashic records as per the prayer of the devotee. So what can you ask in the Akashic readings? You can learn the most accurate and unbiased answer to any question about your life, destiny, purpose, or any everyday part of your life. Be spiritually healed of physical and emotional problems with just a look or touch. You can understand the reasons behind your life's happenings, and you can receive blessings to fulfill your right desires. And you can ultimately get clarity to redesign your future. So we have been so blessed over the last several months to have Devi Parashakti's blessings, guidance, and initiation, and all of our prayers answered by Devi Parashakti. So in this segment, we will go through some of Devi Parashakti's revelations during the Akashic readings and understand how they have manifested in our reality state. Devi has been continuously blessing people individually, but also has been guiding humanity through various revelations. So let us enter into this segment and understand what Devi has revealed. Actually, we can go to the revelations from Devi Parashakti on Padayatra. Thank you, Mom. So as we wait for those, let us understand how we can actually have all of our prayers answered by Devi Parashakti. You can ask any of your questions or prayer requests in the comments below in the YouTube comment section. And today we will be having the live Akashic readings from Devi Parashakti manifesting through the supreme concept of Hinduism himself. So you have the opportunity to ask all of your questions and have all of your prayers answered today. So do stay tuned. We will be having that in just a couple hours at 6 a.m. IST. So you can ask your questions on YouTube, you can ask your questions on Facebook, and you can ask your questions on Instagram, Twitter, and WhatsApp as well. So do take time and ensure that you are receiving Devi Parashakti's blessings more deeply. So if I could request the volunteer to share the slide on Padayatra. So as we wait, let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed. So as all of us know, the after effects of Pralaya are still very severe. Humanity is still undergoing everything of this cosmic deluge, this Pralaya, and thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic, the emerging fungal epidemic, and along with the record number of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity's collective psyche, leading to an increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues. So what has caused this? Who is behind this, and how could we have avoided this? What is the solution for all of this? In this segment, let us go through a scientific and statistical understanding of Devi Parashakti's revelations on the cause and solution of this pralaya. So all of us know that the current state of the world is very dire. Over 4 million people have already died of this COVID pandemic, and there have been over 175 million cases of COVID-19, and this number is just on the drastic incline. And the worst affected countries are US, India, and Brazil. And in India alone, there have been over 29 million cases of COVID-19, with over 374,000 deaths due to COVID-19 and over 75 million people falling into poverty since the beginning of this pandemic. And these numbers are considered to be severely underreported. So the actual situation in India could be much worse, and it's expected that it could be up to 14 times worse than what has been reported in the media. So the situation in India is very, very dire. And it is not just that India is suffering from this ongoing pandemic, but there is a suicide and depression epidemic hitting the country. Over 6.5% of the population is suffering from some form of mental illness, and a suicide rate of 10.9 for every 1 lakh people. And suicide is one of the biggest causes of death in the age group of 15 to 24. India is also considered the 6th most depressed country in the world. And India is not just suffering from this ongoing pandemic and the suicide epidemic, but natural disasters have been devastating the country. We've all heard of the cyclones in Kerala, and most recently the floods in Maharashtra. And as all of this is going on, we are preparing for the third wave, which is looking to be inevitable in India. So how could we have prevented this? How could we have avoided this? Let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed about this.
2022 வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றா சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
So let's understand Devi Parashakti's revelations mapped into English. For this huge Kirmi Bhojanam hell not to come to India in 2020 itself, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India and the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. They chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen. So let us go back to 2017 when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism revealed the vision for this Padayatra. Let's watch that video now.
Want to do 1 year Padayatra specially for this purpose in 2020. 2020, planning for a full year. I'm going to walk from Rameshwaram to Amarnath. 1 year with 10,000 people, just walking all over India to spend time with people. 2020, there will not be any program other than Padayatra and just spending time with people. Just walking. Of course, 10,000 people will be walking with me. Maybe 200 vehicles to carry our food and all the other items, transportation. Enjoying the river banks, forests, and time with nature. 10,000 people manifesting powers. Walking from village to village. What do you think will happen? The scene of Buddhism spreading will be repeated now. How the Buddhism spread. 10,000 monks walking from village to village. What will happen? That's only monks. Here power manifesting 10,000 people. The whole village will be manifesting powers. Just want to enjoy India and let India enjoy me. So planning for next year Kumbh Mela 2019, next year January Kumbh Mela. Before that, all the Balalayam, everything. Balalayam is going to be like the same structure outside with one stone tower, gold coated. It will be something like a 40 to 50 feet tall stone tower and 5 Rajagopurams, which will be something like 120 feet. This will be the Balalayam. And after the Mulalayam is built, this Balalayam will serve as a Utsava Murti Sannidhi, where the Utsava Murtis will be worshipped and where the Archanas. See, in the main temple, there will not be any Archana or anything, because just for darshan itself, there will not be time. Like Tirupati, you can only have darshan and Arati, the camp for Arati. No other worship is allowed in the main temple. Because 12 Abhishekam is going to happen, 12 Kala Abhishekams. So continuously the rituals will be going on. People can have only darshan. They will not be able to involve themselves in any ritual. Other than darshan, nothing else will be allowed. So all the archana, all the other offerings, like people will offer the archanas and other, everything will be done to the Utsava Murti, which will be kept in the Balalayam, the present Balalayam, present structure. So people can spend time here. That will be more like a main darshan. This will be like energy darshan, where you can give letter, get response. So by next year, the Balalayam will be ready. So 2019 full year, I will be conducting the programs and everything. 2020 will be the one full year Padayatra, walking. From next year Jayanti, means 2019's Jayanti to 2020's Jayanti, full year, Jayanti to Jayanti will be Padayatra. Before that, we will make 10,000 people power manifestors. It will be sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, all put together. 10,000 people will be walking. What a scene it will be. I think that is the only way the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma can be done. I need to get into the ground where people can see me, where they are living. I can't be waiting for people to come where I am living. Now I am sitting in one place to prepare these 10,000 people and make this science completely user-friendly. For that only I am sitting and working. So I have given 2 years for me now, 2018 and 2019. So 2020, before that 10,000 people will be ready to walk with me, manifesting powers. We will literally solve every person's problem in every village. The way we are walking, the path, route we are taking, physical healing or mental healing, or it's a too big visualization. How will you visualize? What will happen if 10,000 power manifestors enter into a village and ask people, tell me your problem now, come on, let's sort it out. Understand, 1,200 years before in Tiruvannamalai temple carvings, in second month, third month, all that is detailed way carved. It is there.
Yes, so we can, next slide please. So the Supreme Concept of Hinduism reveals the vision for the Padayatra, and literally would be like the scene of Buddhism spreading again. And we would see that we would see that literally Hinduism would be revived in India once again. 10,000 people walking with the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, so people can see the Supreme Concept of Hinduism where they are and can receive his blessings and solutions for every problem. So since the age of 10, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching people and preparing them for this Padayatra to save them from this pralaya and to ultimately give them the experience of super consciousness. And from that age, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating the masses into the science of enlightenment through various powerful discourses, initiations, and darshans. In the next several slides, we will see some of the various programs that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been conducting over the last 3 decades. First, in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, the Miracles of Existence program. In Rasipuram, Tamil Nadu, what is the need for a guru? In Namakkal, Tamil Nadu, Society is Nothing But Your Mind program. In Salem, Tamil Nadu, the Nithyananda program. And the Nithyanandam program in Adi Kailasha Sadhyamita. each of these photos, you can see how many thousands of people were in attendance, how many people from different backgrounds were in attendance, and the birth star celebrations in Tiruvannamalai, Tamil Nadu. The Jayanti celebrations in Adi Kailasha Satyaki. Jayanti celebrations in Tiruvannamalai. The Nithyananda Paramashivam program in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. The Guru Purnima celebrations in Adi Kailasha Satyaki. The Bhakti Spurna program. The Dhyana Spurna program. And the Little Anandas program, which was specifically to initiate the youth to be initiated into the science of enlightenment. And the Saptayagam, which was conducted in Salem, Tamil Nadu. The Saptayagam was a series of homas conducted by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which we'll see in the next several photos. And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism not only conducted the homas, but also guided 1,008 other people, other disciples, to performing the same homas. You can see the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performing the homas. And this was a huge offering to humanity to bring peace and auspiciousness to humanity. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing into these various homas. Yes, more photos of the various celebrations. And here, the Nithyananda Paramashivam program in Adi Kailasha Satyaki. And the Nithyananda Paramashivam program in Salem, Tamil Nadu. And all of these programs, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was tirelessly working to reach every individual, to bring the science of enlightenment to the world, and to ensure that people are able to survive this pralaya and to ultimately have the superconscious breakthrough for which the avatar himself has taken the advent onto earth. However, the anti-Hindu elements have made it nearly impossible to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism out of India. So let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the solution for this, revealed on the 31st of May.
2022 வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய்த் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்தப் பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டுத் துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
So they revealed that only when the supreme concept of Hinduism is received in India again with great reverence and respect, and as the head of Kailasa nation, and is able to perform the Padayatra and do the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas, only then will we see an end to this pralaya in India. And as we look around, we see what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization have forewarned as this Kali Yuga. And in the Kurma Purana, it states that the Kali Yuga is the worst of all the 4 yugas, where man will be his own worst enemy. And the translation of this verse, translation of this verse states that this Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas. In all the worlds, people are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varanas and the 4 ashramas. In fact, men are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sins. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi, the Mahapuri. And Kurma Purana continues on that the Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for the Kali Yuga, and it states that Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata, the Lord for the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. In the Treta Yuga, the second cycle of time, it is Bhagavan Ravi, Surya, in which appeared Sri Rama. The Dvapara Yuga, the third cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu, and in the Kali Yuga, the fourth cycle of time, the current age, the presiding divinity, the avatar is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashva himself. And out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva himself descended in the human body in the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, on the 2nd of January, 1978. And if Paramashiva himself, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, had waited even one more year to take the human form, it would have been too late for humanity. 1979 would have been too late. So let us watch that video and understand what this exactly means in the words of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism itself.
And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid. I am back with the same science. We are going to be rich. It is not lost. Just the last minute climax. Before it was going to be put off, I've happened. (1979) would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent only ambassadors. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
And the avatar's advent onto planet Earth was to protect the world from this great cosmic deluge, to bring the new age, the Satya Yuga. So let us understand from Devi Parashakti herself what this means.
ஓம் 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 உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள். கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். நித்யயுகம் செய்வோம், நித்யயுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு. ஆனந்தமாக இருங்கள்.
So let us understand what Devi has revealed in English. People of the world, listen. Kali Yuga has matured, and over time, it has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great pralaya has come. Don't worry, people. In the form of Nithyananda, I myself have come here. I will make Nithya Yuga. Nithya Yuga will blossom as Satya Yuga. Be blissful. For this huge hell getting Bhojam not to come to India. 2020, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. And in order to prepare for this, the avatar began the Padayatra at the mere age of 10. And the Supreme Concept of Buddhism began enriching people one person at a time with the truths from the sacred scriptures and the secrets of higher living. Even as the Supreme Concept of Buddhism was just a teenager, all of his classmates recalled the yatra where the Supreme Concept of Hinduism led them from Gudiyatham, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme Concept of Buddhism and a huge spiritual pilgrimage site. And when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was just 19 years old, all the monks at the Ramakrishna Math recalled the yatra where the Supreme Concept of Hinduism led them from Chennai to Tiruvannamalai and gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage trip experience. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism continued walking the length and breadth of India, reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Concept of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December, 1999. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism established the very first Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu on the 14th of 2001. And here you can see the photo of the inauguration day when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was just 23 years old. And in 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijayatra all over the world to enrich people from various backgrounds. And with the Supreme Concept of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds where thousands did not understand English, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply and moved each one to tears. And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the very first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into the superconscious breakthrough. And subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls not just to physical spiritual sites, but to supernal spiritual realms. And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikam Radayatra, where thousands, crores participated and were impacted by Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari, who traveled from city to city blessing people. So let's watch a short video of the Kodikam Radayatra into and the Kodikam Radayatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garga Mandir, the Sanctum Sanctorum, where Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva and Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti and the Swayambhulinga and Adi Kailasha celebrated the and the deities were energized as Akchavataras to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti to create the Adi Kailasha Sarvitmapidam as a ship to save humanity from this upcoming pralaya. And the Supreme Pontificate Buddhism created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during this great deluge. And just a few are the Kailasa in Tiruchendur, the Adi Kailasha Sarvitmapidam in Bangalore, and the Kailasa in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar created and energized the Nithyananda Vajrasrovar, the Anandalingam, which would protect anyone who bathes in its waters from the deadly COVID-19 disease. Let us watch a short video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performing Abhishekam for this Anandalingam.
जनमस्सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने जनमो गिरिशाय विष्टाय जनमो मीढुष्टमाय चेषुमते जनमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय जनमो बृहते च वर्षीयते जनमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने जनमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय जनम आशवे च जिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नम ऊर्म्याय च वस्वन्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च दीप्त्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च पगल्भाय च नमो च घन्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्रोप्याय च वसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेण नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रवृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च शुधिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णे च वेजा इधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूप्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च भट्याय च नमो
Let's move to the next slide. Yes, we can move to the next slide, please. We can move to the next slide, please. Yes, ma'am. We can move to the next slide, please. Yes, ma'am. We can move to the next slide, please. Sorry for the technical glitch. So, the Supreme Concept of Buddhism energized the Nithyananda Vaidya River with the Navabhashana Anandalingam, which was created to ensure that people are protected during this COVID-19 pandemic. And this was created over 12 years ago, and it fully ripened to its peak energy this year in July 2020, just for the sake of healing people during this COVID-19 pandemic. And the Avatar has also done another Padayatra in 2009, another Korika Padayatra. I could request the volunteer to project the slides for the Padayatra, the Korika Padayatra in 2009. Yes. So let's watch a short video of this Korika Padayatra in 2009, which garnered international attention and created a movement where lakhs of Hindus were once again embracing Hinduism.
போல நின்பதம் கண்ட என் மனம் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நின்முகம் நீனைந்து இங்கு நிர்மலமாகவே ஆனதே இதய சக்கரம் அனகதமும் இனிமையோடு திறந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய.
And wherever the Avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been sown. And with over 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems all over the world, over 1 billion people have been enriched and enriched by the Supreme Concept of Buddhism. And in the next several slides, we will see just a few of the various Kailasas that the Supreme Quantum of Hinduism has created for this superconscious breakthrough to happen for humanity. The very first is the Kailasa Giro, the Adi Nithyananda Paramashivam, the very first Kailasa enlightenment system. The next is the Adi Kailasa Sattva Pijam in Bangalore, India. The Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai. The Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio. More photos of the Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio. The Kailasa in Los Angeles, California. The Kailasa in San Jose, California. The Kailasa, again, more photos of the Kailasa in San Jose. The Kailasa in Seattle, Washington. The Kailasa in Houston, Texas. The Kailasa, again, more photos of Kailasa in Houston, Texas. The Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Kailasa in New York. The Kailasa in Washington, D.C. The Kailasa in Toronto, Canada. The Kailasa in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Kailasa in Phoenix, Arizona. The Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri. The Kailasa in Oman. The Kailasa in Dubai. The Kailasa in London, UK. The Kailasa in Scotland, UK. The Kailasa in Netherlands. The Kailasa in Slovakia. The Kailasa in Belgium. The Kailasa in Luxembourg. The Kailasa in Austria. The Kailasa in Germany. The Kailasa in Italy. The Kailasa in France. The Kailasa in Switzerland. The Kailasa in Mauritius. The Kailasa in South Africa. The Kailasa in Salem. The Kailasa in Hosura. The Kailasa in Patna. The Kailasa in Varanasi. The Kailasa in Rajapalayam. The Kailasa in Hyderabad. Kailas in Kerala. Go to the next slide. The Kailas in Gujarat, which is the Yogini Sarvajna. You can see all of these Kailasas that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has created across the globe and various cities across the globe, just for the sake of creating these enlightenment ecosystems to ensure that humanity is able to be guided through this pralaya to bring the new age, the Sakti Yuga ultimately, and to give the super conscious breakthrough to humanity. And it is out of his deepest compassion that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been continuously blessing people through these various enlightenment ecosystems and has continuously been providing various programs and initiatives for helping people through this pralaya. So if you want to learn more about that, you can visit kailasa.org and learn more how you can be part of Kailasa and benefit from all of the offerings the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has given to humanity. You can sign up to become an e-Kailashan and avail all of the opportunities to experience the super conscious breakthrough for yourself. So with this, we will be concluding this portion of the program and entering into the next segment where we will understand some of the offerings made to Devi Parashakti, so we can stay tuned and understand how we can connect with Devi Parashakti more deeply, how we can sing from Devi herself much more deeply. So stay tuned for the next segment. We'll be right back after a very short break.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம்.
Welcome back to all the participants, to all of the viewers who are joining us for this program. As we are entering into the next segments, and we're going to be having once again the live Parashakti Akashic reading at 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And each and every one of you can experience the most beautiful, intimate, sacred space of the very cosmic womb of Devi Parashakti. You will literally be able to manifest a breakthrough in your life. You'll be able to ask your questions, receive healing, have the ultimate breakthrough. And you will see how so much in your life reveals itself to you and how you literally are able to play a part in the grand Leela of the cosmos. Now, in this next segment, you'll now be understanding how you can make different offerings today. The various different offerings of that you can make to Devi Parashakti. So if I can request the slides to be shared. And once we project that, we'll get into today's segment on the various offerings that you can make for Devi Parashakti. An offering is made out of pure love and yes, an offering is made out of pure love, devotion, and oneness with the divine. And each and every one of you can experience the most intimate space, deep feeling connection with the divine through these offerings. So without further ado, let's get started on these different offerings. An offering is an offering of, it's a giving of a divine gift out of pure love, devotion, and oneness. And it consists of two parts. One is giving and the other is accepting. Only when an offering is, and when it is made out of pure love and gratitude, it can actually be accepted. And only when it is accepted, it is complete. An offering never has any component of fear or greed a part of it. And when you make an offering, you simply become a part of the grand Leela of the avatar. There are various different offerings that you can make today, and not just in perhaps gold offerings, but as well different kinds, various different offerings that you can make, and you'll never feel as if you cannot make a certain amount or you're not able to. You will simply see whatever you want to manifest, whatever you are capable of doing right now, you can offer, and simply it is a divine gift in your life. Once again, if I can request the slide share to start. We have the Igundi offering, the Sankalpa offering, as well the Sankalpa offering, and as well even the gold offerings such as the Swarna Metti, the Swarna Mantika, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, and many of these are offerings that you can make in various different levels. So if you feel that you're not able to make it in a certain level or for a certain amount of money, you can make it for a different level. And there's also the offerings that you can make directly to the Supreme Quantum of Buddhism himself as well. Yes. So understand that masculine and feminine, both consciousness, have to be expressed equally by every human being to be enlightened. Until enlightenment, only the masculine dimension expresses more than the feminine dimension, irrespective of male or female physical bodies. The next slide, please. And every human being has to complete with these 5 dimensions to achieve enlightenment. One is the Pitrus, or the ancestors. The second is the Kula Devatas, the family deities. The third are your parents. The fourth is nature. And the fifth is the Guru. Incompletions that you might have that need to be completed are life negative and adharmic cognitions in these 5 dimensions, which leads to misconstrued karana and karya, or the cause and effect, further leading to suffering and pain and calamities in the individual and personal levels, as well as the collective and global levels. And being sensitive is being aware in gratitude to life. Everything from the air we breathe, the place that we sit, the energy to feel that you exist, energy to celebrate that you exist, everything is something that we can be grateful for. And there are 43 energies that constitute our human body. And when all 43 of these energies are integrated to Dharma, that is when one becomes enlightened. Dharma, or the cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from the level of Panchabhutas, is the core principle of the cosmos. And as you can see here, we have a photograph of the Sri Meru, which is the 3-dimensional representation of the Brahmanda Yoni, the feminine consciousness. Each corner of this Sri Meru is one of those representative of those 43 energies. And in the Sri Vidya Puja, we are worshipping each and every one of those 43 different triangles that make up the Sri Meru, or the Sri Chakra. That is a very beautiful aspect and science inside of the sacred feminine worship from Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And awakening the sacred feminine is key to enlightenment. When awakened man expresses the sacred feminine consciousness, he becomes a great revered leader. And he becomes a great revered leader. When awakened woman expresses sacred feminine consciousness, she becomes Devi, the cosmic mother, expressing powers. And the key to awakening sacred feminine consciousness is conscious sovereignty. And out of millions of paths, the easiest, sweetest, most beautiful path to enlightenment is the connection with the cosmic mother, the cosmic feminine consciousness, and Devi Parashakti. She is the one who expresses as the Guru stations in the universe. She can straight away deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. And when you make these offerings, you should understand that offerings are not to the benefit of the divine, but to close our gap within divine consciousness. When we achieve completion with the Divine Mother, her infinite powers with her sweet grace starts nourishing all our dimensions through the cosmic umbilical cord. And when we're making an offering, there is nothing too small or too big which you can offer to connect with the Divine Mother. It has to be from a space of love of a child looking at a mother and handing her what it has to share out of her deep love and gratitude. It can be a cup of milk or a flower, or it can be a precious jewel to adorn her smiling face or her hair. And Vedic rishis have clearly stated the techniques to connect with sacred feminine consciousness, to awaken the same qualities in us. One can connect with Paramashiva through oneness, but with Divine Cosmic Mother, it is only by worshipping her feet with devotion. Mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered, most healing, soothing, and sweetest path to enlightenment among all traditions on planet Earth. Worshipping includes contemplating, meditating through sacred offerings of mantras and oblations at her feet. Mother worship is the most non-violent, once again, most peace-centered, sweetest path to enlightenment. And through these offerings, I invite each and every one of you to experience that sacred space of non-violence, peace, healing, soothing, and sweet connection to Devi Parashakti. Now let us understand why the divine feminine. How does it make her ultimate? And here's a beautiful verse from the Rig Veda. And if you just see, we'll go on into the English translation. The translation says, I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as Vishnu and other Adityas in all divine forms. Hold aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwin twins too. This is the Rig Veda. And Ekadasha Rudras, Maharudra, Ashtavasus, Dvadasha Adityas, Vishve Devata, all of them are in my retinue. I move around them in my various forms with them as my retinue. I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Agni, and Ashwini Devatas. Devi herself declares as in herself divine energies. She is pervading and all-permeating. Now, we'll go into the various different offerings to Devi Parashakti. First, we have the e-hundi, which you can make for any amount. It is a general donation that you can make either through the YouTube Super Chat or through the registration form or the payment gateway that we have available for any of the yajamans. And there's a beautiful reference here from the Lalita Sahasranamam, which I'll now be chanting. Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashyabhaya.